Hey everyone, and we are live. I'm Vampyreq. Welcome to my animation critic. So today's is gonna be long, and I definitely will be overrunning as a result. So let's not tarry. Let me mute myself and set myself up and play the thing.
We're still in the middle of this massive ice storm. It's crazy. We missed our resupply window and we're low on rations. So, Captain Opara is having the team hibernate.
Come on, May. Cryo chamber time.
Already?
An hour ago.
Be right there.
Snowball, give me my box back.
I'm leaving the sensors on, so when we wake up, I'll have a whole new data set to examine.
Hey, you're holding up nap time.
Sorry. Bye.
Fever whenever you're around. Can't find a way that you mess with my temperature.
Get up, Snowball. Rise and shine, sleepyhead. Now, let's see what our new dataset looks like. The atmospheric fluctuations above the anomaly have gotten... It's much worse than we predicted. We have to get this to headquarters. Where is all this data coming from? Snowball, how long have we all been asleep? What? No! Overwatch would have come for us. And the comms are down? Gone? Nobody even knows we're here. Wait a minute. Where is everybody? Worth of data. I could save millions of lives. I'll take our work to the world, my friends. I mean, I will try. The dish is broken. How do I get this data out? I can't do this alone. I wish you guys were here. Thank you, Snowball. At least I still have you. Let's see if we can make the batteries last a little longer. Wait, what is this? This is broadcasting on the Overwatch emergency frequency. Maybe someone knows we're here. If I could just... Come on, Snowball. We're not on ice yet. Oh no. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That was the last battery, wasn't it? I can't believe I forgot about the batteries. Without power, we're dead. There has to be a way. Think. I just needed a little more time. The power! Snowball! What? No! Snowball! You can't. Thank you, my friend. Wow. Come on. Winston? Oh my gosh! Come on!
People decided they were better off without us. They even called us criminals. They tore our family apart. But look around! Someone has to do something! We have to do something! We can make a difference again. The world needs us now, more than ever. Are you with me?
Yes, Winston. I am with you.
Yo yo yo, I'm back. Let me just adjusted the volume back. So let me just jump into it. First of all, I must say very pretty hair. In terms of rendering, this sort of hair is not possible a few years ago, unless you devote a ton of resources into it, not just in terms of money, but computing power as well. And I'll just add that a Chinese girl speaking English, it's just that very identifiable accent. It's sort of like cute at the same time as it makes it a little bit unique. It's just like how people of a certain country they will say "ha, ha." Can you guess what nationality will do that? Ha, eh. Yeah, you can probably leave it to the end of the stream to make a guess. But I'll just leave it there and I'll just move on. So over here, we're looking at sort of an establishing shot. It's not a full on, but it's established through narration. We're in the middle of an ice storm. We're low on rations.
It's crazy. We missed
So, like where May is, it is some sort of a bunker shelter with sensors.
a resupply window and we're low on rations. So Captain Opara is having the team hibernate.
Come on, May. Cryo chamber time.
Already?
An hour ago.
Be right there.
A little bit of a incongruence for me is that the Captain Opera is telling May that it's time to go into cryostasis about an hour ago, yet he's still providing hot drink that takes time to consume. So it's arguable. Hot drink, prepare you before the cold sleep, or something like a comfort food. But I think hot drink might be just a little bit not too appropriate here. Maybe a warm one, or in this case, most likely May will have to dump the drink away. And I like that her pinky is very off from the rest of the fingers. So this is showing asymmetry. You don't want the hand to be all pretty much in the same position. Even if you look at her index, her middle finger and her pinky, not the pinky, her ring finger, they're all in different distances to each other, pretty much. The middle and the ring, you can say they're sticking together, but the index has a little bit of spacing between it and the middle finger.
I'm leaving the sensors on, so when we wake up, I'll have a whole new data set to examine.
Hey, you're holding up nap time.
Sorry.
But in the midst of all this animation, I'm not just looking at May. There's something else you need to look at as well, which is the chair that she's sitting on. Oh, so it's all the way to the start. Okay, just look at how the chair moves in relation to her.
We're still in the middle of this massive ice storm. It's crazy. We missed our resupply window and we're low on rations. So Captain Opara is having the team hibernate.
Come on, May. Cryo chamber time.
Already?
An hour ago.
Be right there. I'm leaving the sensors on, so when we wake up, I'll have a whole new data set to examine.
Hey, you're holding up nap time.
Sorry. Bye.
Fever whenever you're around. Can't fight the way.
This is an establishing shot that reinforces the earlier establishment done by narration. So right now you can see what sort of environment they are in. Outside is snowy, stormy, and they've got some sort of a tower over here. Maybe it's a broadcasting tower, we don't know. And then obviously they were in some sort of lab. I would say they are in some sort of a lab. And then lights off in preparation for the hibernation, the cryostasis. Nice timing for the title. And I'll just put it here that in this shot there are some details that is very easily missed. And all this again is establishing shot, but showing from within the stand down status that the lab has gone through. So right now, just pause it here. It is very important that things are congruent to each other. Like you see over here, it is the rightmost chamber that gets unlocked. And you see on the screen over here, it is the rightmost chamber that gets awakened. This sort of congruence is important so as not to throw your viewers off. Imagine someone saying it's the rightmost chamber that is being activated, that is being awakened, and in this shot maybe is this one that gets activated. It doesn't make sense. Something definitely is wrong, because on the screen it shows it's the last chamber already. So why would there be another one in the actual scene? Okay, over here, her foot touching the floor. Right, so over here you can see that she's going down full speed. And when she reaches the floor, she slows down as if she knows she's anticipating something. But really, if you are ready for the floor to come, generally it'll make more sense for you to go down full speed, because you just want to step onto the floor, right? Rather than anticipate and slow down into the floor. Of course, I'm not saying you go full speed and drive your heel into the floor, but I don't think I'll be expecting any sort of this sort of slowdown. It's just a little bit too slow for me, too much for me. Go in at a quicker rate, and then when she reacts from this, I would say that she reacted a little bit too quick as well. So she has touched the floor for 1 frame, 2 frame, 3 frame, 4, 5, 4 frame. On the 4th frame, pretty much she has already reacted. So I think maybe delay it by 2 more frames. So I think it would just be that much more believable. So it doesn't seem like she's got insane reaction speed, you know. And as to what she says, she's saying it in Mandarin. She's saying like, how/why is it so cold? Why is it how/why? That is the magic, or should I say the frustrations of language translation. Like, I know exactly what May is saying. Like, even though the word that she used, 怎么, has a lot of uses in Mandarin, but the translation to English in this context is, it makes it such that you can translate it to how or why, but probably I will put it to more of a why than how, but they're kind of like mixed in together. The frustrations of magic. Oh, right, and need to bring up something teleported, something materialized here. Okay, I'll bring you back in time. Okay, just take a look at this scene. Maybe 3 seconds, 2, 1, and I'll bring you back to another scene. Now we're here. Did you see what thing materialized? What thing teleported? I'll show you. Okay, so in here we see 6 chambers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. May came up from the last one, which is the 6th. Just look at the floor. Oh, wait. Oh, is there something there? Is there something here? I can't see. Maybe I need to use some sort of a lighting to change the frame itself. Maybe I'll inspect that later, but as of now, I would say it looks empty. There is nothing here. Now we go into the next scene. Hey, her bathroom slippers are here. And notice how the distance where the bathroom slippers are sitting. Quite a fair distance away from the green light, yeah? Now, if I were to go back to the scene just now, you can say that, yeah, it is still relatively a distance away, but it's much closer, yeah? And also, it doesn't make sense that May will come out of the cryostasis chamber. I mean, I will assume a dead straight on orientation, and then she turns to the left to step onto the bathroom slippers. It just doesn't make much sense. So I would say it's more likely that the bathroom slippers teleported to nearer to May in order to make this shot.
Get up, Snowball.
Da, 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 da.
Fine, sleepyhead.
Yeah, sleepyhead. If the floor was so cold to make her retract her leg, her foot in the way she did,
Rise and shine.
then I wouldn't expect her to be able to hold this handrail the way she is holding now. Not with a full grab, it should be freaking cold. Likewise with activating Snowball. Snowball should be pretty cold. I would assume like the handrail here and Snowball are made of metal, so they should be cold. This shot I think is a bit of a strange hesitation to put her glasses on. It's a weird cut into this scene. Just a little bit weird. So my recommendation, like how would I make this scene better, is to either cut her to put on the glasses straight on, or if the inspection of the glass needs to be in there, I will prefer her to bring the glasses up from out of frame and then slow down, inspect it, and then put it on. That will make the transition better. Otherwise, it's like cutting in the middle of nowhere, like here. It's like, you know how in movies of the past, like TV shows or movies, you will see actors stand there, and when the director says action, they start moving, and you can immediately tell. I think this movie, there was this one movie, the one with that ghost face, is it called Scream or something? You will see it there. Maybe I can just show it now. I don't know what version, what the movie is called, but I will just look for this one because this one I know works. Muted, you are muted. Too bad, Netflix. So, where is this? It's the part where it goes hub dup, you know? Probably somewhere around here. Oh man, I hope I'm not wasting time because... yeah, that one. You see, he's just standing there. Right over here, he's almost like doing nothing. It's as if the camera rolls in and the director shouts action and then he starts moving. It's like this sort of thing. Generally, when you are cutting scenes, you want the character to be already moving so it doesn't look awkward as that, which is what I think gives the feeling over here, because it cuts into a stopped motion where it's just like coming into the cusps of stopping and then moving again, so it looks a little bit weird. Hence, I will actually recommend that May brings the frame out of brings the glasses from out of frame and then putting it on to complete the motion to make this shot a little bit better. I'm not sure if this is like a legit point to bring this up, but maybe there's something wrong with May at this moment in time, but I'll reinforce this point later.
Now, let's
Okay, this is weird. Game paused? Wasn't the lab supposed to be in a standby hibernation status? And May, you just woke up? Maybe you were playing games. But player 1 is you, player 2 is Snowball? Maybe? But I just think that this might be a little bit strange as to why there's a game that is already running part way. Because the entire animation shot didn't show this part. So what I would have preferred is to have this station be powered down. And then as May approaches it, she activates it to light it up, where she will go to this data report screen. It make more sense, I think, more continuity sense.
The atmospheric fluctuations above the anomaly have gotten... It's much worse than we predicted. We have to get this to headquarters. Where is all this data coming from? Snowball, how long have we all been asleep? What? No! Overwatch would have come for us. Have to get this to headquarters. Where is all this data coming from?
Okay, so over here, maybe lower budget, smaller scale studios may want to try to cheat the lip animation here, because May is a rather far away, so-called far away, so you can just like, anyhow move the lips as to what she says. So I would say don't try to cheat in such a way, because it gets caught very easily.
Is all this data coming from? Snowball, how long have we all been asleep? What?
So 9 years of sleeping. Here comes the point where I brought up earlier that there might be something wrong with May's model. 9 years of sleep, I would expect May's hair to be a little bit longer. Our hair grows an inch a month. So 9 years of sleep, she should have like 2 meters worth of hair already. But of course, I also understand that it's supposed to be cryostasis, where the body can be preserved in the same state for a long time. It's sci-fi. Nobody can, it's not based on reality. Like, sure, cold can slow things down, but can our metabolism be slowed down that much and we still be kept alive? I'm not too sure. So in this context, it's actually believable for hair to not grow. So it's possible. It's possible. So the point I brought up is actually more like food for thought, to trigger some thought in you.
No! Overwatch would have come for us. And the comms are down?
So this taking out of the device, the thumbstick, I find it a little bit strange. So she says comms are down and then she takes it out. What for? We don't know. And if you want to be analyzing things, shouldn't you keep data inside the station on the machine?
Nobody even knows we're here. Wait a minute. Where is everybody?
Okay, so referencing her boiling water. But is it really necessary to include this shot here? I'll bet you don't remember her setting a pot, a kettle, right? If you haven't seen this, you most likely would have forgotten that she actually set the cattle before. So is this shot really necessary? Maybe it's a setup shot for like over here to contrast her priority between the checking of the well-being of the others versus the boiling water. But to me, I don't think it's such a strong point. If you were to see that stove as shown, then it comes to this point, you'll be left wondering, did she shut the stove off? Or did she come here right away? It leaves more question unanswered than answered. So actually, I will recommend taking the kettle shot out. And this running the wall thing is not too convincing, both psychologically and physically from a few seconds ago. Like, May should know the layout of the lab. And if you're running and you know you're supposed to turn right at the end of the steps, wouldn't you be nearer to the center or the outside of the steps than to be on the inside? You know, humans, we do obey the out-in-out principle of like a racing line. You know, for racing cars, you want to make a corner, you could start from the outside of the curve, go to the apex on the inside, and they end up on the outside. So, like May's trajectory here immediately sets her up to for failure to bang the wall. If she were to run like in the middle or the outside, she should be able to make the curve and not do a wall bang. Yeah. I'm just wondering, did she bang her ribs or her boobs? Okay, the stagger here makes sense. In 9 years of not using her muscles, I would expect some kind of a deterioration of strength, maybe even some sort of a atrophying of the muscles. But then again, cross sleep is difficult to make a call, a reality call. But I think this wall bang that she did would have been made a little bit more believable if her stagger down the steps is just a little bit stronger. Right now you see that she actually staggers down the steps a little. Boom. More like she jumped down actually, but if she were to stagger here a little bit, then the running into this wall will make a lot more sense. Whoa, hope she did not break any ribs. Okay, so in terms of reaction time, I always say that, you know, not that I always say, like May here seems to have reacted to things a little bit too quick. And over here, you may think that she's reacting too slow, but actually I would say that she's reacting in the right amount of time. Because when she's here, she's looking into the chamber, she doesn't know what to expect. Like, she doesn't know whether the person in the chamber is dead or alive, so she needs time to process. Like, she's thinking, are you dead or are you alive? And then when she sees the body in there, she doesn't know if it's dead or alive, so she needs to match, do some kind of brain processing of the visual that she's seeing, and then to think, is it dead? Is the body dead or alive? So yeah, like, unless it is absolutely obvious, you want to keep reactions, you know, there'll be reactions that are fast, there'll be reactions that are slow, that are appropriate to the scene. In this case, you want a slower reaction. I don't know too much about hugging machines, but okay. The passage of time here, you don't know how much time passed. Sure, the animation is showing there is some transition of time, there's some passage of time, but in her location, the day-night cycle could just be a matter of hours as compared to 24 hours on Earth. We just don't know.
9 years worth of data.
9 years worth of data? And I was saying she's probably got 9 years of training in magic, sleight of hand. Because this thumbstick thing appeared out of nowhere. Let's review the evidence. Okay. Open palm on the left hand. Open palms here. Okay. Obviously open hands, yeah? Open, they're all open. Her right hand definitely is empty, open palms. Her left hand as well, open palms. Says something here, did I catch? Yeah, see her right hand is totally empty. Her left hand, maybe you can say that she's already grabbed onto something, but it's unlikely. Oh, there it is, there's an open palm there. You cannot deny that there's nothing in the palms right now, yeah? And then all of a sudden, hey, sleight of hand. Now, one logical conclusion that you can make is she took it out from somewhere. The female storage place. Uh-oh. But it's just a joke, yeah. Yeah, so this sort of objects appearing, disappearing is very common in animation. Because is riding on the human brain, like the way it processes information. The human brain likes to make a congruent story, so it will take two very separate dissected information and they try to piece it together to make one congruent story. So in this case, when you see the thumbstick in the right arm, in the right palm, 3 at 339, you automatically create a picture that she has already had it in her hands all the while, or maybe she took it out from a pocket or something. But when you check back, no such thing happened. So is also how, to a certain extent, false memory can happen. Where your brain trying to make sense of things, but it makes sense of things incorrectly, which is unfortunate, but it happens. So, and this sort of objects disappearing, it makes rendering easier. It's less resources. It's less taxing in terms of storyboarding and everything. Like, it just makes production a lot easier. When you can just cheat these sort of reality checks to make the story flow without sacrificing a lot of resources.
I could save millions of lives. I'll take her work to the world, my friends. I mean, I will try.
This is so beautifully done. Like, you see her strong resolve.
Friends, I'll take her work to the
Nice
world,
back shot,
my
never mind.
friends.
You can't see it. And then some sort of like reality check hits her. And then her lower confidence kicks in. And from her speech here, I would say that May on this team is more of a protected character, or she takes on more of a protected role. I won't expect her to be the first in a reconnaissance team. Probably more in data analytics, like the backend kind of person.
broken. How do we get this data?
So the dish is broken. So this references maybe not in this shot. Okay, I can talk about it in this shot. So you can see that there's some broken. The strut is broken as compared to what you see in, which is already broken here. It's already broken here, but before that you see a fully intact tower. But when it transitions into this shot, you may or may not catch this detail that the tower has some brokenness already. Like for me personally, I didn't catch this at all for the 3 times that I watched this on my own free time, not for the purpose of critique. But when I critique, when researching for the critique purpose, then it became very apparent that I actually did miss this sort of detail. This is a good show of weight here. Like just see that May has to move her body first. Then even though when she has already exerted strength to pull the door backward, the door still doesn't move. And then she puts in even more body weight and then the door budges. So this is how you show weight. Mainly by timing. And I just absolutely love the flat reaction here. There's no need to react. I mean, she's just like open the door and like, what the hell, close it and move on. No need to react. Very well done. You may want to think that this is a solo animation. It's just one character, but actually there's 2. There's May and there's Snowball. You can say that Snowball is more of like a supporting character, but the main one obviously is May.
I can't do this alone. I wish you guys were here.
I'm just so glad that Blizzard didn't cheat over here. Her face is pretty much covered by her hair, but yet the lip movement is still being done.
I wish you guys were here.
Smaller scale studios might just choose to cheat, not move the lips at all.
Thank you, Snowball. At least I still have you.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about the chair again. So, like from here on, the chair does not really move. Even though May is like moving, you generally her force of her kinetic force should translate into the chair somewhat, but somehow it's not done here, which is kind of like pity because this chair is very obvious in the shot. But the thing is, Blizzard did actually animate the chair in a rather obscure shot. Like over here, notice the chair in the reflection. Oh, not here. Just take a look at the chair. Yeah, when she sits, the chair moves.
I can't do this alone. I wish you guys were here.
Like in something so obscure, in a reflection of a mirror is done. The reflection of a glass is done, but over here, when it's in plain sight, it's not done. It's just a little bit unfortunate.
The batteries last a little longer.
Okay, here there's 2 things I want to talk about. Very exciting things. Before I talk about genetics,
Let's see if we can make the batteries last.
you can see that May's mouth over here moves asymmetrically.
If we can make the batteries last a little longer. Let's see if we can make the batteries last a little.
The left and right is asymmetric in terms of the way the model looks.
See if we can make the batteries.
Oops, loading.
Let's see if we can make the batteries last.
So, this is something that is very true to life. the human face is not symmetrical at all. It looks symmetrical, but it's actually not. There's something I can bring up over here. Have you guys seen this before? Just look at his lips when he talks. Now you cannot deny this is not real life. This is real life. Yeah, he's not faking it, but look at his lips. Left and right, very asymmetric. The right moves more than the left. Yeah. Now we go back to May. For her, her left moves more than the right. Especially here. Yeah. The top left moves more. So, when seeing this, it makes me realize that facial expressions in this shot, highly likely other animation shots as well, are done using facial motion capture instead of hand animation. Which means whatever timing mismatch that I caught earlier, or maybe later in this animation shot, is a result of the actor not being able to speak according to the script in time. And when production is done, either nobody somehow caught this, or the animators were just lazy and decided not to fix this sort of issues. Now let's talk about genetics. Right, you can see that May has black eyebrows, but her hair is brown. But is her hair truly brown? We don't know. So let's find out from previous shots. I think there's one shot. Okay. So now here you can very clearly see that May's hair is naturally genetically brown because the root of her hair is brown, not black. So it's not really possible to have brown hair and black eyebrow. The color should be congruent or at least within a few shades of each other. So I would say that if you follow genetics, May here should have brown eyebrows rather than black ones.
The batteries last a little longer. Wait, what is this?
She's got insane reaction speed, man.
Wait.
The screen has just disappeared and she immediately says, wait. Like, too quick. She'll make a good Overwatch player, man.
What is this? This is broadcasting on the Overwatch emergency frequency. Maybe someone knows.
Look at the M over here.
Maybe some. Wait.
She did before the M actually comes out. So I think that's an artifact of the motion capture, the facial mocap that is not fixed properly. So this one you want to delay by 3 or 4 frames. I think it should be right.
Maybe someone knows we're here. If I could just.
The hairpin and the dangling, I don't know what this thing is called, this over here, I would say likely is done using physics rather than hand animation. You can hand animate, but for a 10-minute shot, you want to hand animate that, the animator is going to curse and swear quite a few times. Because I've done it before. So it is quite a bitch to actually do this sort of dangling thing all the time. You know, it's a lot of detail work that you need to pay attention to, where physics will make it much easier. But of course, if you're a smaller scale studio, you don't have the power or resources to do physics, then you no choice will have to do hand animation, which is possible. Sometimes hand animation makes more of a better, believable movement than physics can do sometimes. But it's rare. You know, sometimes if you would like to inject your own human touch, that's where hand animation would do it. Because physics once calculated is very difficult to modify. You either have to recalculate the entire thing, or you just simply have to delete the whatever portion you want and then revert to hand animation. The first few times I watched this, I have no idea what she circled. I thought she drew the circle there for, you know, for some unknown reason, but she's actually highlighting the broken strut over here, which I only found out when I was researching, studying for critiquing this.
Come on, Snowball. We're not on ice yet.
The K over here,
Come on, Snowball. Come on.
this one, this K, the K, come on, the K sound that she's doing here comes out a little bit too quick. Her mouth moves a little bit too quick. I'll delay that by 2 frames.
Come on, Snowball. We're not on ice yet.
These are all just a bunch of single frame stitched together, play in real time. So there are some details in here to talk about too. Okay. Whoa, arm crossing is hell to animate. Arm crossing. Not just in terms of animating it, but even holding an arm crossing pose is a nightmare. Because as an animator, when you do cross arms, you have to deal with penetration. Like in terms of the 3D space, there is no object collision. Her hand can easily penetrate. You know, she can put her hand into her face and it comes out of her head the other side very easily. You know, she can do David Blaine nonsense in 3D space. So when you cross the arms of a model, you have a lot of places where penetration can occur. Between wrist to forearm over here, hand to bicep over here, not so much on the inside arm, but your fingers will penetrate the biceps here as well. There's a lot of pain to do cross arms, and of course you have to factor in volumetric collapsing as well, because okay, that volume collapsing is more of an easier issue to fix because you can use influence objects and to pull it out. So normally what happens is okay, so let's draw May's arm. So you have her upper arm and then another color. So her forearm is like this. And then you expect, no, her forearm will be somewhere here. And then you would think, you probably say the elbow is around this region. So what happens is when a character bends the arm 90 degrees, the elbow will collapse inward, making the hand ultimately becoming something ridiculous like this. This is the smallest of problem. You can easily use influence objects and to pull the elbow out such that it maintains the same volume as per the red and yellow drawing. But the major headache is actually the penetration models. So maybe her right hand has actually penetrated into her left arm, but we cannot really see it from here, so it's fine. And then when you have nice clothes, oh, this thing, like you have to make the cloth collapse against each other, it's a hell lot of work. Okay, all the objects on the table, it's important to move them just very slightly, because on your table almost everything should move. Things that you use daily will move, and things that you don't touch daily will move a little because of the objects that you're moving every day. And it's also good that whatever objects disappears from the table finds itself onto the gun. Okay, so now you see this thing that she's holding in the right hand from the table in the right hand, and it's put onto the gun. So you will see this same thing for whatever objects that disappear off the table as well. These are just like nice touches. I like that she interacts with Snowball as well. Yeah, overall I would say that her her expressions is just very well done. Sleepyhead. Okay, this is where it ends. Yeah, I'm definitely going to overrun because this animation is very long, like 10 minutes. Two contrasting things happening at the same time gives a big impact. Having two congruent actions happen at the same time gives a big impact as well, but not as big as two opposites happening. So what are two opposites here? One, the celebration, the high five, and then the other contrasting one is the lab shutting down.
Oh no. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That was the last battery, wasn't it? I can't believe I forgot about the batteries. Without power, we're dead. There has to be a way. Think. I just needed a little more time. The power! Snowball! What? No! Snowball!
So if you're a math freak or you're some kind of angle freak, you might think, hey, May only turns 45 degrees. How did she turn to face Snowball, which is 90 degrees to her? May actually did turn 90 degrees. So this is the first so-called 45 degrees.
Snowball!
And then this is the next 45 degrees.
What? No! Snowball! You can't. Thank you, my friend.
Crazy hairs. Nice hair. The likes of which is not possible a few years ago. Just notice the asymmetry in her face. Just like incredibly well done. This is where my critic comes. This is a major critic for me, I would think. The boat here practically shakes itself out against gravity. I would say that this angle, the boat is more like tilting upwards, and it just somehow shook itself out. Possible is possible, but I think what will make this better is if the boat actually snapped off from the cold. You know, just like when May climbs onto this thing, this strut over here, then you see cracks forming on the boat and it just snaps off completely. Then this whole thing shakes out. see something here. I'm actually looking at the gun position. Okay, there's a bit of a cheating over here. So in the previous scene over here, she puts it in front of a chest. The tube is going from the right to the, wrapping around her right to the front of a chest. But over here, the gun is hanging on the left. Oh. Yeah, again, this sort of thing you only catch when you're very picky, when you observe it, like you study the heck out of animation, then you will catch this sort of thing. But otherwise, to normal viewers, they would think this is a congruent flow. Like if I don't point it out, you would think that she has it in the left and from all the time. Wow.
Wow. Come on, come on, come on. Winston? Oh my gosh. Come on.
Okay, so the playing of Winston's video in this laptop is done using an alpha layer. So I would say that there's a model of the laptop screen, something. Yeah, the screen is like this. Then you will model the panel itself. And then this entire thing, you actually set an alpha layer. And then in this alpha layer, you just target a video that you have already rendered before, which is this Winston's video, which we saw in the previous few critics. So this is how you can actually play a video within a texture. It's all using alpha channels. Whether you use red, green, blue, it doesn't really matter. So whether you use red, green, or blue is more of like a mark system, where if you have everything red, then the person in charge of special effects, he might not know what actually to put. He might even put the wrong file to the wrong alpha layer. So use different colors to make it easier for your special effects guy.
Tore our family apart. But look around. Someone has to do something. We have to do something.
I'm just wondering if this is sleight of hand again. This is obviously the left of the laptop, because the screen is here, like it's facing this way. Yeah, so this is the left. She sticks the thumb drive into the left of the laptop.
Come on, come on.
But look around. Do something. Someone has to do something.
And then
We have to
she takes it out from her right.
do
Ah,
something. We can make
yeah, it is sleight of hand.
The world needs us now, more than ever. Are you with me?
Yes, Winston. I am with you.
Northern Lights, the aurora. I have no idea how it's done. Special effects stuff. But I would say it's pretty true to life. I've not seen auroras myself, but yeah, from pictures and videos, that's what they look like. So this is a contrast to previous situation, and in a reverse order as well to tell a different story. So this shot you see feet first, then face. Kind of like a strong face as opposed to this one. You see face first, then feet later, that retracts, that retreats. So I'll say it's a very good storytelling contrast. May pops up in the center of the screen. Why? Because the human visual system tends to look at the center of the screen.
Rise and shine, Snowball. Where?
Okay, let's talk about lighting. There is a conscious decision made by the lighting team over here. Normally, solar panels are extremely reflective, and it should be reflecting a hell lot of light over here in this shot because the sun is directly behind them and the solar panel is facing the sun. So this this light over here should be freaking bright, like blinding bright. But why is it dimmed and diffused here? Likely, I would say it is to portray a little bit of realism, but not enough such that it steals attention away from May and Snowball. Because if you are looking at May and Snowball from the previous cut, and you come in here and all of a sudden you see hell bright light on the solar panels, your eyes will definitely go to the solar panels to look what the heck is going on. And then attention is stolen away from May and Snowball, and you will miss details that the animator wants you to see.
Rise and shine, Snowball. We're on our way. We're on our
I think the W is animated a little bit too quick. Maybe delayed by 1 frame. And there's just one thing I need to check. Let's see.
Rise and shine, Snowball. We're on our way.
Okay.
Rise and shine, Snowball. We're on our
Gotcha. Okay, so where is the sun? I will ask you, where is the sun? Behind May, obviously behind May. She turns to the left. Yeah. And in this scene, very obviously the sun is behind May because she's turning left, and you see a lot of sun on the left as opposed to her right. Interacts with Snowball a little. You see the solar panel being reflecting the sun ray, the sunlight. She turns to her front, and why is there this bright spot where the sun is behind her? It's not to simulate reality, nor is this a break of reality, but this is just to make the model a little bit more attractive. Because in one of the previous shots, the bright spot is actually absent from her eye. I think it's here. There you see the bright spot is not found in the eye, that glint. But over here, when you have the close-up, is in there just to make the eye a little bit more prettier. And
No way.
okay, again, the also with the asymmetry of a smile, you see that her right smiles more than the left. So I would say this is excellent, excellent, excellent. Like, why my emphasis on asymmetry here is because the human face is really not symmetrical at all. If you take a photo of yourself like dead straight on and you draw a vertical line, it doesn't mirror perfectly. Maybe for some people your eye might be a little bit of might have slight differences in position. Some of you, maybe your nose might be a little bit crooked. Maybe your one of your what's this area? This cheek, the lower cheek over here. One side might be puffier than the other. Not because of water retention, but just the way genetics is. And so like some have jaw differences as well. For me, for a period of time, my left jaw here was much flatter and straighter than my right because I was playing the violin and I like actually squeezed a little bit too hard in the beginning, causing my jaw to just like compress inward a little bit. But then now it should have come back out already. You have lip differences as I showed earlier, like when you speak, the lip will have different deformations. They deform asymmetrically. So like even though there is this asymmetry in real life, most of the time they don't translate well into on screen. Like previously I talked about my arm swing. My arm swing exists in real life. I've seen someone arm swing the way I do, where it doesn't go behind the body, but on screen it just doesn't work, not at all. And then so when you're doing animation, especially when hand animating asymmetric facial deformations, is extremely difficult to nail. So that's why I would say on top of my earlier discovery that I would put it such that facial expression in this one and likely other shots of Overwatch animations are done via facial mocap. Because that's the only way to get good asymmetric movement. Because asymmetric movement, especially on the face, don't translate well on screen. It takes a crazy amount of effort to actually do nice asymmetric movement. And since we're on the topic of reality translating onto screen, I would also like to bring up blinking. Females blink twice as much as males do. But in animation work, you will see females blink the same rate as males. It's a conscious effort by animators. I wouldn't say conscious effort, it's a natural effort for animators to make females blink the same as males. Because making females blink the way they do in real life makes it very distracting on screen. It looks a little bit freaky. It's like just way too much. Even though really, statistically speaking and practically realistically speaking, females do blink twice as much as men. I think on YouTube you can search it up. Like, I forgot what video, but there was one, I think it was some kind of like camera testing where they were shooting male and female model. Somehow the female really does blink twice as much as the male model did, but it doesn't work on screen. It's off-putting, just like the arm swing thing. Asymmetrical movement, hand keying especially, doesn't work out. Actually, I did try. I animated the female blinking as normal, then I simply doubled it. And I tell you, I deleted whatever I did because it looked like crap. It's as if the female never stops blinking. It's just like bling, 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 bling. Talk about blinking. This blink turn over here. Normally, when humans do a huge head turn or a huge eye dart, it will be accompanied by a blink. And I think it occurs in the start of the animation as well.
Para is having the team hibernate.
Come on, May. Cryo
Yeah,
chamber
this one, she blinks and turn left,
time.
Already?
An hour.
and then blinks and turn right. So these are the only 3 spots where she does this. Other places where she does turn ahead, I don't think it obeys.
It's much worse than we predicted. We have to get this to headquarters.
Oh, it does.
Where is all this data
Yeah,
coming
there's certain
from?
places where May doesn't blink when she darts her
How long
eye.
have we all been asleep?
Oh, I blinked over there, I couldn't see it. Yeah, this one, it doesn't happen. So, yeah. It's like rules are rules, yes, but rules can be broken as well. So, like in this animation shot itself, a lot of times this blink turn thing has been defied, but still it looks good. So yeah, rules are rules, but it can be broken very easily. So I've pretty much come to the end of my critique here. Oh yeah, I also did not talk about facial expressions much. I did not talk about eye darts because they are all very well done. Just like any point in time you look at May, her eye is like darting a little bit slightly here and there, and it's just done so nicely. Yeah, eye darts, eye darts, eye darts, eye darts, darting, 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 darting.
Rise and shine, Snowball. We're on our way.
Yeah, it's just like all this tiny eye dart movement.
Maybe someone
It's just
knows where
really, really nice. I cannot critique. I cannot point out any bad. It's all good. So, any questions from my viewers? Or I try to hunt for some. It's crazy.
We're still in the middle of this map.
Nothing coming in? I'll just wait for like about 10 seconds. Okay, so here's one thing I'll do. Like and subscribe. Do not miss any future videos from me. Thanks for tuning in, and Vampyreq out. See you all next time.